in Los Angeles. We've seen unrest for about the past 10 days. And the Army National Guard, 700 active duty Marines surrounding the federal buildings there that activists, protesters, whatever you want to call them, rioters, had tried to storm. They tried to storm it again today. Nancy Liu is out in the crowd in Los Angeles, where there's been an awful lot of tear gas fired off. Nancy, help us understand here, who was aggressive here? Were these protesters forcing their way or trying to force their way into the federal buildings? And is that when things kicked off?
Yes. Yes, and now there's a lot of tear gas in the air. They tried to force their way from City Hall a couple blocks over to the federal complex. But over here you can see the mounted patrol. They are holding the line which leads to that federal complex. But in the last 15 minutes, we've had several rounds of flashbangs and tear gas, and they have been able to push the protesters back a bit. But I've seen a lot of water bottles being thrown. I've seen at least one person arrested. But you can see these are LA County Sheriff's Department agents who are ready with munitions. You can hear more flashbangs and motionless LAPD on the move. But a lot of tear gas is in the air. And this follows, hours of what was very peaceful protest here in Los Angeles. Tens of thousands of people in the streets, but now it's devolved into this. It's the same thing we had through the weekend, and this, of course, was ground zero for the protests, and here we are again. I think this is day 9 or 10 of these protests, and wow, they are using the non-lethal munitions. This is one of the foam bullets that we have rubber bullets, tear gas, as well as these foam pellets. But here we have a standoff that's been going on for probably about half an hour. They've given the dispersal order multiple times, but obviously you can see people have not dispersed, and some of them look like they still want to get down to the federal complex, which of course that's where the National Guard and the Marines are standing by right outside those entrances. But we're about a block away from where that is. And a lot of tear gas in the air, and they are at the ready to fire more. Leland?
All right, Nancy Liu with us there. Nancy, stand by. Obviously, if you have to move to keep you and your crew safe, please do. We just want to show our viewers the aerial pictures. This was a very peaceful protest in Los Angeles until large groups started trying to push their way into either the federal building or City Hall and move towards City Hall, move towards the federal buildings where the National Guard and the Marines were.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.